Hello and welcome. It's the In the Money Media Players podcast. I don't know why I threw media in there. I think I was caught between In the Money Media YouTube channel and In the Money Players podcast, thing that happens to me once in a while. PTF back with you alongside Jonathan Kinch. And JK, I got a hard time from a listener / viewer this week because he said, you say every show's special. How can they all be special? And I realized I don't truly always say it, but I do say it a lot. And I used to say it when it was anything that broke the format from the old school early week show, late week show. Those were the regulars. And then anything like this show covering action on a Friday, I'd call a special show. And the guy, funnily enough, he took a little shot. I don't exactly know what he meant, but he said something like, your dad didn't call every show special. And that reminded me something very funny. And I've probably told you this before, but I'm going to tell it to you again, whether you like it or not. My dad would actually consistently, he would not say special show, but whatever guest he had on was always like, oh, my special guest, Suzanne Vega, my special guest, Marshall Crenshaw, whoever it was. And somebody called him on it at one point, and he said, well, for the hour with me, they are special. So there you go. That's
so here's my question. First of all, how was it communicated? This person sent an email?
They sent an email. I think they went to the website and used the contact button. And I responded very thoughtfully, saying a version of what I just said. I don't give people, I'm not like you. I don't relish the opportunity to tell these people to stick it.
If I'm going to say this the nicest way I possibly can. If someone were to send me that message and reference my no longer with us father for something so stupid, there is 100% chance that my response would have a curse word in it. 100%, 100% chance.
Very well put.
People are like, what? Could you imagine? Could you imagine taking the time out of your day to say that? I find that to be one of the most curious things in the world when people like comment like your shirt's ugly or something. Like, it's like, dude, like, did you really take the time to do that? I just don't understand it. It's the craziest thing to me. Oh, the comments on my Bad Bunny post. That was entertaining to the entire family for like 4 or 5 days. Everyone was looking at it. I don't look at it.
Let's talk about that for a minute, because I meant to go look it up and I didn't. And you mentioned it before, and we talked about it briefly on a video where we were in like a crazy hurry. We're in a little bit of a hurry here, but we're not in a crazy hurry. So what did you say? And was it just beyond any sort of obvious negativity? What were the responses?
Yeah. Well, I
mean,
and
did you respond to them?
No, I didn't respond to anybody. Only Janine Sahadi or whatever. Is that a person?
Janine Sahadi, yeah, the trainer. She trained a couple of Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint winners. You should know her name.
Yeah, well, no, she's kind of an idiot. But basically, the
names of lots of idiots. I just like to throw that out.
The week leading up to the Super Bowl, the racial undertones, the racist undertones of like, Bad Bunny doesn't speak English, he's not from America. Like, I find it to be so like tired and annoying, and like the same people, like they know what Steven Tyler was saying in every word of Aerosmith. Like, it's shut up. Like, it doesn't matter for one. It doesn't really matter. And like, it's just
Puerto Rico is part of America. Let's just start there.
It's just like another way of saying I don't want the Spanish guy on my TV. I'm a little bit racist, but I'm just going to blame it on the fact that he says bad words in Spanish, just like every other performer does say bad words in English. So anyways, and then I literally did watch on YouTube later that night, the Turning Point USA thing with Kid Rock. Like,
oh, wow, you did? You watched that?
Research and development is why I looked at it.
Okay.
And it was like the worst production I've ever seen. Like, it was literally like a middle school, politics aside, it was just like whatever. And so, like an idiot, I have to remind myself once a year to not say things on Twitter, because then I have to listen to everyone's idiot responses. And Janine's response was, what's the problem with someone wanting to listen to something more wholesome? And then she somehow referenced religion. And it's like, did you see the lyrics of Kid Rock song about hookers and prostitutes?
Kid Rock is a lot of things.
Shut up.
I don't think I don't think I have a lot in common with the man necessarily ideologically. I've always admired his joie de vivre. I'll say that for Kid Rock. But if there's one thing Kid Rock is not, it's wholesome. So that's a funny comment for sure. But hey,
so anyway, that was a week of, and then it's just like people. I mean, somebody used the ninja emoji at me.
ooh,
Like, yeah, I mean, it was pretty rough.
not a brother.
Oh no! It was he was cleverly trying to hit me with the N word.
Oh my God,
Yeah, it was wild.
Lovely people.
Wow, so it was a wild
idea for everybody.
World.
Here's an idea for everybody. There's something you're not interested in. You don't watch it. You don't talk about it. You watch something you do like, and you try to channel some positive gree out into the world. What do you think? Can we manage that?
I don't like, the only reason I made fun of Turning Point was because of all of the nonsense going the other way. So I found but to grab my phone and like comment that I don't like something that I see on TV, I find to be just like, it's so like, listen to me, please listen to me. I just find it so it's the internet failed in this regard of giving people a voice who shouldn't have one.
There's a larger conversation to be had that we do not have time for, because I'm going to get this ship back on. I was going to mix a metaphor and say, get this ship back on the rails. Let's say, get this train back on the rails. And we're going to talk about this Sunset 6 on Friday, because we got $64,308 added to a bet with a $1 minimum and a 15% takeout. This is as player friendly as it gets. I think it's a hittable I don't want to be arrogant and say hittable. It's an approachable sequence anyway. I really want to get your thoughts, JK, before I start constructing my tickets. As ever, we can talk about how there are other, if you're don't have the budget to play the pick six. I mean, this is one where it's probably worth calling some horse player friends and saying, hey, let's get together and put a ticket together. But if you don't want to do that, still bets like Santa Anita late pick 3, late double. We've got the turf pick 3s at both places. Lots of good stuff happening in these races. So we're going to kick off.
There's also a traditional pick 6 carryover on Friday from the Monday canceled card. So there's also a way to potentially, use leverage both of those pools.
That's at Santa Anita, right?
Yeah.
That's on the Santa Anita side of things. We'll get there after our little dinner break, but we'll start at Gulfstream with this 5 furlong turf sprint. Optional claiming 25, first level of allowance condition as well. Going the flying 5 on the turf. How do you want this train to drive out of the station, JK?
Yeah, let's see. I had 14711. The one, thankfully for George Weaver, had been turf sprinting prior. The thing I like the most about him is that since moving to George's barn, you got a lifetime best performance out of, thankfully. Was meant for the turf last time. So it seems George has probably improved the horse, and now you're going to get a chance to get back on the surface that's preferred. So thankfully, he's kind of the top choice in here. And the rest of them are just uses, the 4, 7, and 11. I'll use all 4 of them equally. There was nothing that I actually fell in love with in here. If I was going to come back and press something up, it would be the 1, thankfully, down on the inside.
I had, thankfully, among the 2 I was going to talk about. It is a step up in class, but I think it's going to be a great trip for her. And you pointed out the key angle. Maybe Weaver unlocked something in her. He's so good with the turf sprinters generally. That possibility, along with the good trip I expect, made me want to use her prominently. But I actually put one on top that you didn't mention. I think it's a really good spot for number 5, Independence Avenue. This is a horse that has the tactical speed, I think, to sit handy enough, and then can maybe outfinish some of the more pure speed types. Training steadily at Tampa. I think Arnaud Delacour is very sharp and has back races that could win this. I was mostly going to be 5-1. I'll take another look at your 4, 7, 11 in terms of backups there as we kick things off at Gulfstream Park, where we continue with a synthetic race. Race number 9 is a 12-5 claimer. And this is a race where I had a couple that stood out to me, and I was willing to, I don't know if plant a flag, but at least make sure most of the play runs through them. The 6 runner, More Than Work, didn't break last time against Better. I think you can excuse that effort. Now back in 2 weeks, second off the long layoff, could have the speed to get clear here under a 7-pound apprentice as well. horse is in nice and light. I thought 6 More Than Work made all the sense in the world. The other one I definitely wanted was the 3-runner Gifted by Design, who looks like a very good horizontal partner for More Than Work. And what I mean by that is I see either More Than Work maybe cruising and controlling, or if things go wrong for More Than Work, it's probably because they go too fast. And if they go too fast, Gifted by Design seems like the one that might be able to benefit. I thought Gifted by Design was stuck against the flow last time, now moving to a higher percentage barn while already in good form. I really like it 6-3, JK. How do you see it?
Yeah, wow. I have 3 horses and I didn't use your 2. So that, I guess that's
It's a
synthetic
synth race.
racing.
That's a sign that it's a synth race with us usually, where
Yeah.
there's a lot of horses that can win. But where did you land?
5, 7, 9. The 5 Navy Cross, the 7 Try to Make Sense, and the 9 Honesto. I think Honesto, I like this outside draw. The horse it seems to be outrunning his odds, overachieving, right? 30-1 last time, runs third. 14-1 the time before that, runs third. 57-1 before that, beating a length. 25-1, runs third. I mean, the horse is not being bet, but is running well. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that maybe just finding the right spot could kind of jump up, and hopefully the horse gets ignored a little bit as well here. So Ernesto will kind of be my top interesting choice here, but I'll use 5, 7, 9, and then I'm going to probably, when it comes down to ticket construction, take a deeper look at the 3 and the 6 that you use. But for me, 5, 7, and 9.
Yeah, we will. I mean, I think all those horses make sense on numbers. I mean, a lot of times what you'll see in synth, especially, is there's not I'm not going to give the tired horseplay a rant. It's not an anti-synth rant, but it is a lot of things can happen in terms of trips when you end up in these fields where there's a lot of evenly matched horses. So yeah, another race I'll go back to as well, and I wouldn't hate being able to find a way to work a few more on my tickets there. Let's go to race number 10, where we've got a Florida bred turf allowance going a mile for these fillies and mares. And JK, we'll keep it with you.
Yeah, I wanted to single Sapphire Girl. The one who won the maiden and then shows up in the stake race next time. It didn't go great. Now drops back in for a much easier group. I thought ran well in that maiden win, and comes back and runs even a faster number. You get IRAD, all the things you like to see. Also gets back on Lasix. Didn't have Lasix last time for that race. So I believe that's the 4. You know how this was early. Yeah.
Yes, that's the 4.
I also thought the 7 and the 9 were interesting. Victoriously. One for Adam Rice, who won first time out at Saratoga, didn't run well in the allowance race after that, then got a little bit of a break, shows up back here for Kevin Rice, and they get Johnny, one that I thought could improve, off of that 3-year-old debut. If you can come back to that, there's something to be said about that. And then I'll use the 9 as well. So 4, 7, 9 to wrap it up on the East Coast.
We were oppo in the previous race. We are in lockstep here. We're just in a bit of a different order. So I'll talk about the 9-runner, Nina's Last Gift, going from one low profile barn to another. Sometimes that can help with prices. Coming off a long layoff, which is worrisome. When they're coming off a long layoff, I wish I could see them in the paddock, see the tote action on them. We're not going to get to do that here in this bet. But I was just having a feeling that the recent work tab looked sharp, and maybe this is one that could get a good trip from that outside post, maybe even taking control of things early. Sapphire Girl, totally with you. Very logical. I had a great, I guess my fear to press was great setup last time and wasn't 100% sure that kind of flow would materialize again. But having said that, I'm not going to get beat by the horse, and the 7 made too much sense on numbers as well. So I'll keep that one in there before we get to our dinner break. Hopefully we will be alive in this Sunset 6. If not, there's lots of ways we can come back, including, as JK mentioned, that traditional pick 6, which is going to have, which is going to be starting in race number 4.
I think.
Yeah, that sounds
34,000. Right. I think was the carryover.
34,000 added. This one, $2, so you got to be that much more surgical. But I love your idea, and it's something I know you've messed around with, and I've messed around with all these different player-friendly pools, of being able to try to leverage one pool against another. Do you have any specific advice for people in terms of how to do that? Is it the kind of thing where you try to grade your opinions in races, or you try to use one to just maximize the horses you like best? Or how would you advise people looking to maybe play more than one of these player-friendly bets between Gulfstream and Santa?
Yeah, I mean, it's unique based on the sequence and who you like, right? I mean, I think that, like, for instance, in a situation like this, you know, and this is a great transition to the first leg at Santa Anita, or race 7, the fourth leg of the Sunset 6. But I love Sharon's Beach, who's 3-2.
Yes.
So I think that, you know, you play the traditional pick 6 for $2, a higher minimum, and you single Sharon's Beach, and then maybe in this cross, you know, the Sunset 6 with $1 minimum, you can use more than you could use a couple horses here is kind of a backup. I don't need a backup in here. I'm just saying as an example of how you could do it. Sharon's Beach for me. Jonathan Thomas is having a lot of success in California. Not surprising, wherever he shows up, he's going to win races. And this one looks like a real one. I thought the last race was good. The prior races as a 2-year-old were good. And I think Sharon's Beach is going to be very tough to beat in there.
Totally agree. I mean, 3-2 would be bet of the weekend, if not the month, if not the year type stuff, based on how tough this horse looks. Honestly, this is an odds-on shot. The figure from the last race just buries these, and it's been validated since by Liam Smith's comeback win. I was all about the 2 as well. We don't have a lot for you there in terms of prices, but that's okay, especially in a bet like this where you got to get skinny somewhere. I mean, hey, if you're creative enough to try to beat Sharon's Beach, good on you. That'd be even better from a strategy point of view, but I'm not going to stand in front of what I think is this particular freight train. We'll go back to the rails for analogies here. Let's go to race number 8. We've got 3-year-old fillies, optional claimer 50 with a first level allowance condition as well. It's 5.5 on the dirt. Number 2, Mimetic, looked very interesting to me. Bet to favoritism against several of these off the maiden win. Did not justify the short odds, but didn't run back that poorly, really, all things considered. And my key thing there is that was just 8 days. So maybe that was just back a little too quick. Might be worth another chance here at what I'm guessing is going to be a lot better of a price. The 7, My Cat, and the 9, Lino's Angel, both made plenty of sense as well in this spot. But I wanted to row in with number 2, Mimetic. How do you see it?
Yeah, I'm spreading in here. I mean, usually these 5.5 dirt races, they don't come up that often unless they're, you know, off the turf type of situation. But you know, more than anything, I just want to find speed, and I want to find who's going to make the front. And I struggled to identify exactly who that was going to be. I mean, I guess the favorite, My Cat, but I don't trust that horse at all. I'm going to spread in here and hope to beat My Cat. 2, 4, 7, 8, 9. Just as horses that have shown a little bit of speed or shown a little bit of finish. Just, you know, I'm looking for a price in this spot. The rest of the way, I think it's pretty straightforward.
Let's go to the pay leg. You get paid in your late pick 3, you get paid in your late double, and you get paid in your Sunset 6 and your traditional pick 6. If you're right about this one, optional claiming 20, first level allowance condition as well. 6 furlongs on the dirt. JK, how are we going to get paid?
Yeah, you know, look, I mean, I think the 7, Coach Cronin, who my man's been in the news. He's been having one-liner after one-liner at UCLA. I think I read somewhere that he like ejected his own player last night. It's hilarious.
What? How does that happen?
I don't know. He's always got something going on though. But you know, that one's a use for me, the 7. But I think the 6 is another one that I'll use as well. Silver I Am. Hasn't run since last year. But the races that this horse did run in last year were all right from a figure standpoint, not too far off. Does have to get faster to beat the top horse. But, you know, that 3-4 move is one that can often see an improvement, see some grow up. And so maybe Silver I Am is ready to take another step forward. And I think will be worth it as a price to include. If you're on a budget restraint, maybe a singling the 7 here and using the 6 is more of a B type. I want to try to pick up that equity, though. I don't necessarily think the 7 has to win. I just think he's the most likely winner. So 6, 7 for me. 7 will be the top choice.
All right. 7, Coach Cronin. I think you can excuse the last chasing against the flow. Might not have even been the best part of the track there. In a race without much speed, I think this horse can be ridden aggressively from a tactical outside draw, but I'm a little bit worried about the pace, and I do think the 2-runner, Mr. Machu Picchu, could be the speed play alternative. He was the one I wanted to keep on side at what might be a little bit of a price. Can you make Machu Picchu number 2, Mr. Machu Picchu, I should say, put some respect on his name? Can you make him at all in here?
Yes, I can put some respect on his name.
The pace angle, maybe. I mean, who else is going to be out there, right? I mean,
no, I don't have a problem with him at all. No, I don't have a problem. Not at all.
No. Mostly Coach
I have a
Cronin.
problem with afternoon nap.
Okay,
for a number of reasons. One, I hate afternoon naps.
Oh, you're missing out, dude. Pulling to the pleasures of life.
It's the worst thing in the world. I hate afternoon naps, and then sports have been running on the turf, and I just think someone needs to tell whoever made the horse 3-1 that they're not, and whoever bets the horse that they're not running on the grass.
Right. It's I'm with you. I'm okay opposing that one. Hopefully we didn't just knock afternoon nap into the winner's circle. Well, there you have it. The closest we ever get to political commentary and thoughts on this Sunset 6 carryover. Hopefully we can take this thing down and lead to a merry weekend. We got a lot more coming for you in terms of content. Make sure you subscribe to the In the Money Media YouTube channel and the In the Money Players podcast, wherever you get your audio. If you prefer to listen to these things, let us know in the comments who you like as a single in this sequence. We'd love to hear from you, and do us a favor and subscribe while we're here. We're making our push to our next subscriber goal, 14,500. And I know I've seen behind the hood how many of you watch and don't subscribe. I mean, that's okay. It's your prerogative, but it's a really easy way to help us out. For JK, I'm PTF. May you win all your photos.